r/NoSleep. Posted by u/lowtrainer947. I know it can hear me breathing. I know it was a bad idea, okay? So please, don't tell me I shouldn't have. I just need help. I'm from a small town in buttfuck nowhere, Indiana. The whole town is surrounded by cornfields. All of the fields have these big grand farmhouses on them. All except one. On the east side of town, a small winding path leads through the overgrown, wild corn to a decaying house. It's obvious that it used to be beautiful. Large wooden pillars hold up a wide balcony. It has a huge wraparound porch. But the paint is peeling and the woods is cracked. Of course, there's rumors that it's haunted. No one has proof though. My friends and I decided to camp in the house overnight. It wasn't Halloween night or anything like that, just a perfectly sunny day in June. Allison was the one who had the idea. She decided we had to do something fun before we all go off to college in the fall. I mean, I get it. I'm the only one staying in Indiana. I got accepted into the mechanical engineering program at Purdue. Anyways, Allison dragged me, Jasper, and Kai to the house. We headed there in the afternoon. We made our way through the corn, keeping arms tucked in to prevent getting cut by the sharp leaves, and made it to the door. Maybe we shouldn't, Kai said anxiously. Allison shoved her twin sibling and laughed. It's literally just a house. Don't be a pussy, she responded. With that, she shoved the door open. The frame splintered, years of rot and termites having weakened it, and she stepped into the entry hall. It was just as grand inside as it was outside. A large dining table sat before us, two of the legs were broken, so it leaned down like a lame horse. A massive cabinet sat to my left. It had glass doors on top showing off fine glassware. Most of the pieces were broken, but a few remained intact. Two sets of stairs led to the upstairs and doors lined the walls leading to the other rooms. Light filtered in through the dirty and broken windows. See? Allison said, gesturing to the room. There's nothing bad in here. It's just an old house. Something skittered. I heard it to the right, through a closed door. It sounded like rats. Lots of them. Without thinking, I walked towards the door, reaching for the handle. Laura. You coming with? I looked up, heading snapping towards Allison. The other three were already at the top of the stairs. Oh. Yeah. I muttered. I gave the door one last look before rushing up the stairs behind them. The rest of the house was just as dilapidated as the dining room. My general unease began to settle the longer we were there, but I kept hearing the skittering. No one seemed to hear it, but that was fairly usual. I had the best hearing of the group. Everyone else was in marching band, so their hearing was absolutely shit. Night began to fall and we unpacked our sleeping bags in the dining room. Kai insisted, that way we could make a quick getaway in case the ghosts got to us. It was so much worse than ghosts. The skittering was getting louder. We were all laying in the living room. Kai was closest to the door, just in case. Allison was making jokes the whole time. She was recording a TikTok. The skittering was right above us. Rats, I told myself again. It was just rats. Although, we hadn't seen any the whole time we were in the house. But there was no other explanation. Everything happened so fast. The ceiling broke right over Kai. They were showered in dust and moldy wood. And then it landed on top of them. It was almost human, but it had empty eyes and long claws instead of nails. Its arms were unnaturally long and it had an elongated snout. It was humming, a low rumbling sound in the back of its throat, occasionally broken up by sharp clicks. Kai screamed. They fought to get out from under the pile of wood crushing them. The creature silenced them. I scrambled out from my sleeping bag, not wanting to look at the scene. Jasper began running up the stairs. They creaked under him. The creature clicked, then leapt. Its powerful legs sent it flying towards Jasper. With the distraction, Allison made a mad dash towards the front door. I didn't see if she made it out. I threw open the door to the glassware cabinet and climbed inside. I shut the door and peered out through the peephole. The creature was tearing the meat off of Jasper's bones. Once it was done, it grabbed him by the back of his shirt and dragged him up the stairs. That happened about 20 minutes ago. Since then, it came to collect Kai as well. I still haven't seen Allison. I tried to text her but she won't answer. I don't hear her phone chiming though, so that's a good sign. I turned my volume off. I think the creature is blind. It keeps walking around, clicking. I think it's looking for me. I want to make a run for it, but I know it can catch me. If I could just make it out of the house I might be safe. I can't tell if it wants to stay here or if it just wants me. I don't know what to do, but I have to get out. I have to tell people what I've seen so we can destroy this place and destroy this creature. How do I get out of here? What should I do? Next story of this video. Posted by u/lowtrainer947. It watches me sleep. This happened a few years ago, but I think it's important to bring up now, and I'll mention why when I finish the initial story. When I was in high school, I really struggled with depression. I came from a super religious family and I'm gay, so they told me I'd go to hell for that. A few weeks after I came out, I felt like something was watching me while I was in my room alone. I know some religious people will say it was God or angels watching over me, but it was that type of feeling you get when a creep is staring at you on the bus. I tried to ignore it as best I could. I would sleep with my head under the blankets so it couldn't see me. After a few weeks of this, I got curious. I peeked out from beneath my blankets to look at it. It was perched on my desk chair with its knees up to its chest. Its eyes were hollow and empty. It looked impossibly thin and had long gangly arms. It tilted its head, like dogs do, and continued staring at me. Reasonably, this freaked me the fuck out. I went back under my blanket and didn't sleep that night. After that, I tilted the full-length mirror in my room so it would face my desk. I can't explain why, but I thought that looking at it indirectly would help. I was wrong. Every night, I could see it in the reflection, just watching me. It never seemed to want to move. It just sat. I refused to sit at my desk for a very long time. Now here's an important tidbit. On my desk sat an electric typewriter. My mom had gotten at the thrift store for when I expressed an interest in becoming an author. Above the desk was a shelf that was screwed into the studs and there were a couple of books on there. No more than about 5 pounds of weight for a shelf that was supposed to hold at least 20. Now on the typewriter, during the height of my depression, I wrote notes. I wrote my goodbye notes to my mom and my siblings and my best friends. I wrote them all on that typewriter. I ended up burning them in the trash can beside my desk. Onwards with the story. One night, I was absolutely exhausted from a long day of school, marching band practice, and mandatory church gatherings. I went to bed around 7 or 8, a solid 4 hours before I usually went to sleep. As soon as I turned off the lights, I saw it on my chair. While I was still freaked out by it, I wasn't surprised. I rushed to my bed and pulled my covers over my head like I always did. Then I heard the chair creak. It was an old wooden chair and it would creak anytime someone sat down or stood up from it. My heart leapt into my throat. I pulled my blankets tighter around me, hoping to just disappear into my bed. I heard footsteps coming towards my bed. I didn't move. I was absolutely frozen. Then, very slowly, I felt a finger trace down my spine. It didn't hurt or burn or anything like that, it was just a definite pressure all the way down my spine. When it reached my tailbone, it stopped and went right back to the top. I was sobbing at this point. I was so scared. After about the third time down my back, I grabbed my phone off my nightstand and turned on the flashlight. There was nothing in my room. I slept with my light on that night, and when my mom questioned me about it, I just told her I forgot to turn it off. The following day, as I was laying in bed, I saw it, yet again perched on my chair. I tucked myself in and wrapped my blanket super tightly around myself. Then I heard a strange cracking sound and suddenly, the shelf above my desk fell, taking chunks of drywall and wooden stud with it. It fell directly onto the typewriter, destroying the thing. The typewriter was broken beyond repair, so we recycled it, hoping the parts would be used for something in need. After that, I didn't see the thing anymore. Until now. It is now about a decade later. I am married and my husband and I have a small apartment together. In our bedroom, I have a mirror that faces the bed and the desk. It's a small room, only about 100 square feet. Well, my husband left on a business trip about a week ago. It's my first time being alone in our bed since we moved into the apartment. I was laying in bed with the lights off, trying to sleep. My little dog was sleeping on my husband's pillow and my cat was sleeping on my head, like cats do. I turned my head to the side and caught a glimpse of something in the mirror. I thought for sure my eyes were playing tricks on me. I moved the cat and stared into the mirror. It was hard to make out, but there was something sitting, perched, on my chair.